It started as a messy love triangle.
This guy and my wife have been having an affair for 9.5 years. I found out about it 6.5 years ago. How's my wife?
She didn't make it. She died.
Oh, no! No!
This is the kind of story you think you understand in the first 5 seconds, but trust me, you don't. Welcome back to the channel, where we pull apart real crimes one moment at a time and break down what actually happened. No dramatics, no filler, just the truth the cameras caught and the detectives couldn't ignore. In today's case, well, this one flips from a marital meltdown to a full-blown shootout faster than anyone could have predicted. Daniel Giannani was out by the grill that evening, just soaking in the summer heat while his family enjoyed the cookout around him. He had no idea that everything he knew, everything steady in his life, was seconds away from flipping over. Around 9:30 p.m., a white Jeep Cherokee rolled up to Danielle's place on North Avenue in Ray Township, about 45 miles north of Detroit. The food was done. His fiancée and kids had already gone back inside, and Danielle was still on the porch cleaning up. That's when the couple stepped out of the Jeep, Matthew Mollicone and his wife Kimberly. And the way Matthew walked toward him, Danielle could feel it in his gut. Trouble. He pulled his gun from his waistband and fired once into the air, right above Matthew's head, hoping it would stop whatever was coming. Kimberly called out Danielle's name, like she already knew him. Matthew, on the other hand, kept shouting, telling Danielle to stay away from his wife.
Get out of here, bro!
No! Get out of here!
Danny! Danny!
I'll blow
Danny!
Danny!
Matt!
Get out of here!
Danny!
I'll blow
Stop it!
Stay away from my wife!
Stop it! Stop it!
you're here for!
Stay away from my wife!
Stop it. I don't even know what the
From that moment on, everything went downhill. Danielle warned Matthew to leave before he blows his brains out. But Matthew didn't come empty-handed. He pulled a .40 caliber from his waistband and started shooting straight at Danielle. He hit him in the leg, and Danielle tried to flee the scene.
Stop it, man!
Matthew chased after him, still shooting. Another bullet hit Danielle in the knee, and he limped off, trying to tuck himself out of sight. The couple ran back toward their Jeep, and that's when Danielle's sister rushed over from next door, scared the kids might have been caught in all this.
Yeah, where's the kid? Where's the kid? Where's the kid?
Get out of here!
The whole scene was a mess, shots popping off, everyone scattered, nothing making sense. That's when she noticed the blood on Danielle and grabbed her phone to call 911.
Right now, somebody just came shooting in my house.
What's the address?
It was then multiple gunshots go off in the background as the car was reversing back in the driveway.
Yes.
Hello?
I need an officer. I need somebody here right now. Somebody just came shooting in my house.
What's the address?
Somebody just came North Avenue. The car is a white.
Listen, hold
It's a
on.
white Grand Cherokee.
Listen. North Avenue?
North Avenue.
Who's shooting?
North Avenue. Somebody's shooting at the house.
At your... Listen.
Yes.
At your house? Is anyone
I have the
hit?
kid. I have my brother's head. I have my
How many people got hit? How many... Listen. How many people got hit?
My brother's head.
Where's he hit at?
In his leg.
Okay, they're still...
He came here
Okay,
shooting at others.
listen. Are they inside your house or are they in the white Cherokee?
White Cherokee's pulling out now.
The gunfight wasn't over. With an active shootout in a quiet neighborhood, first responders were sent right away. But before they even reached the street, another call came through. This time, it was Matthew, saying his wife wasn't moving. He told the operator a man came out of the house and shot his wife.
pull out a gun.
Okay, what is the address?
My wife's been shot.
Okay.
My wife's been shot.
Okay.
North Avenue just south of 29 miles.
Police got there fast, but they couldn't just walk into an active gunfight. They stopped at the start of the driveway and used a loudspeaker to call everyone out from Danielle's home and the house next door, where his family lived. Danielle's father stood there, begging them to come in and help his son. Inside the house, there were a lot of people caught in the middle of all this. Danielle, his pregnant fiancée, his sister, her 2 young daughters, and both of his parents.
He's in the Florida. Right now he's in the Florida. He was a shot. You need to balance for my boy. I'm his father. He's in the Florida right now. They shot in the leg. The mother... Don't fight it. Lock it up with this other here. You know, the pastor here.
The officers figured the safest move was to get everyone out before stepping inside themselves.
My mother and father coming out now. Can I come out with my children?
One by one, everyone was told to come out with their hands up, while Danielle lay on the floor bleeding.
Come straight towards me. Straight towards me. Hands up. Straight towards me. Keep walking.
Yeah, beat the shit out of me.
Only after the whole family was outside did the police push forward. The doorbell camera caught them heading in, the same camera that, just minutes earlier, had shown Danielle laughing by the grill with his family.
Sheriff Watt! Sheriff Watt! Show your hands! On the ground, on the ground! On the ground! Face down!
Once the house was cleared, paramedics were finally allowed to move in. They lifted Danielle onto a stretcher and rushed him out of the house.
You got 3 going down, Tim.
Hey, Rod, you want to go down some?
Sure.
All right. Okay. All right, I'm going to take him straight off the porch, guys.
Hold up.
Hold up.
With him safely out, the officers went back inside for a deeper second search. The first sweep had just been to get everyone out, but they had to lock down the crime scene and collect whatever they could.
Yeah, we're good. Let them know over the air that the house is secure.
At least 30 shots had been fired from 3 different guns. Danielle was taken to the hospital and eventually recovered, but Kimberly wasn't as lucky. A bullet hit her in the neck, and she was unresponsive in the back seat of the Jeep when help arrived. Officers shouted for Matthew to drop his gun and get on the ground.
Who else?
Okay.
Kim's in the back seat. She's shot.
What's her name?
Kim! She's unresponsive. She's unresponsive. Go get her.
Matthew Mollicone was handcuffed and taken straight to the station.
Is she okay?
I wasn't out there, sir. I've been here the whole time.
You can't find out for me?
I told you we couldn't tell you, sir.
Oh my God. No. God, help her. God, please. She didn't deserve this.
Matthew sat alone in the room, turning everything over in his mind. In his version, it was Danielle who shot his wife as she was backing the Jeep out of the driveway.
I can't believe him.
One of the shots heard on the 911 call hit her in the neck.
She said to me, I've been shot. And then she didn't say nothing else. God, please help her. Please save my wife. She's a good woman. Please, save her. She deserves a second chance.
That single wound severed a major artery, and she lost consciousness within seconds. Even though Matthew kept praying she would pull through, somewhere deep inside, he already knew she was gone long before help ever reached her.
That son of a killed her. No, she's good. God's got her. God's got her. God's got her.
He talked to himself out loud for almost an hour, pacing through his thoughts. Worried he might harm himself, an officer was deployed inside the room with him.
It's just me and you. You can't tell me no. She didn't make it, did she?
I can't tell you, sir.
She looked lifeless when they were dragging her. I was trying to do CPR and I felt like she was breathing though, like she was accepting the air.
The officer didn't say much. He just stood nearby, letting Matthew speak.
Why would he do that? Who would shoot at someone 100 yards from them in reverse? Why would you do that?
Nearly 2.5 hours passed before a detective finally walked in, not with answers, but with questions.
What's up?
Hey.
How's my wife?
All right, here's what's going to happen.
Is she okay?
Matt,
Yeah.
if I unhandcuff you, you're going to behave yourself?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we don't have any issues there?
What?
When I unhandcuff you, I want you to have a seat, okay, partner?
Oh boy, it's not good.
No, it's not good, bud.
Is she alive? Is she alive?
Hold on. Relax. Sit down.
Is my wife alive?
We're going to talk real quick here, okay? Hold on 1 second.
Oh my God. Tell me. Is she alive? Is she alive?
First of all, take a breath, all right?
Okay.
All right? So because you're here, you were handcuffed, you're not free to leave, okay? You understand that, Matt? That you're not free to leave?
I do now.
Okay. I'm going to read you what's called your Miranda warning, okay?
Okay.
Matthew had opened fire in a neighborhood full of families. Even though Danielle survived, Matthew will be interviewed once his rights were read to him. When Matthew refused to talk, the detective told him the one thing he needed to hear. Kimberly had been pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital.
Please.
She didn't make it. She died.
Oh no! 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 No!
Kimberly Mollicone was only 49. She was a devoted mother, a hardworking businesswoman, and someone deeply involved in her community. She and Matthew had always been described as happily married.
She didn't deserve that! No! That fucking oh my God! No! We got 3 kids!
Where are your kids at, bud?
They're at home.
They're all at home?
I don't know. They might be at friends.
How old's your oldest?
13, 15, 17.
They'd spent more than a decade together. They had a nice home, a successful business, and 3 kids they adored. So, what brought them to Danielle's house that night? And what made Danielle fire that warning shot as soon as he saw Matthew storming toward him?
Was she shot in the chest? Oh my God! I'm sorry, I was next to her. We were trying to get the out of there as he's shooting us as we're driving in reverse. Oh my God! Oh my God! What has she done? No! No!
Before the detectives dug deeper, they wanted to check on Matthew's oldest son to make sure all the kids were safe.
Do you know his phone number? Can we give him a call to make sure the other kids are okay?
Oh my God! My phone is by the truck. I called you on it and I set it down. I was defending myself. No, my God!
Matthew kept repeating that Danielle fired the first shot, and that he was only protecting himself and his wife.
What just happened? Psycho! Oh my God! Did he make it? That's why my wife's dead, is because I'm a horrible shot!
The bitterness in his voice whenever he mentioned Danielle was impossible to miss. But the detective wondered if it came from losing Kimberly, or something older, something buried. Answers would have to wait. Matthew had already asked for a lawyer.
Is he alive? You can't answer that?
I mean, you told me you wanted your attorney. We can have a conversation if you'd like. It's up to you.
I learned that in CPL class. If a firearm's been discharged, wait for your attorney. I'll wait for my attorney.
His mood swung constantly. One moment, he was sobbing over Kimberly.
She did nothing. Well, she wanted to make it right. And she got killed for it.
The next moment, he was insisting he wasn't responsible for what happened.
What did he do? He killed my wife.
Grief looks different for everyone, but in Matthew's case, the reactions felt exaggerated. Suspects sometimes do that, lean into emotions to slow things down and paint themselves as devastated bystanders. The detective couldn't question him anymore, not after the request for a lawyer, but Matthew didn't stop talking.
Oh my God. What am I gonna tell my kids?
I don't know, man. That's a rough one.
For Kimberly, nothing mattered more than taking care of her kids. That was always her center. As Matthew sat there, he finally pulled himself together.
So how does this work? If I give you a statement, can I go?
I can't guarantee anything. I'm not going to promise you anything. I can't do that. It's not, if you decide that you want to talk to me and we talk about it, that's up to you. It's completely your right, as I read your rights to you. Okay, it's completely.
Why do you read rights to someone? Does that mean they're under arrest?
He kept wondering if he was really sitting in that room because he tried to defend himself.
I was arrested back there?
Yeah, technically, yes. You were taken into custody, yes.
Was the guy who killed my wife arrested?
He's being detained also, yes. Do you want to tell me about it?
Sure.
And then he cracked. Instead of waiting for his lawyer, he decided to tell the detective why he and Kimberly had shown up at Danielle's house in the first place. He started talking about his wife and about Danielle.
This guy and my wife have been having an affair for 9.5 years. I found out about it 6.5 years ago. And I found out about it again 45 days ago.
He said Kimberly's affair with Danielle started way back in 2013. She first met Danielle at a bar on her 40th birthday.
How did this start? Do you have any idea?
They met at a bar somewhere on her 40th birthday. And then I found out when she was 43. And we had a nice talk. Do you love me? Yes. Okay, come back to me. And I trusted her, and I never looked at her phone and shit. And then 6 years later, a friend says, hey man, I think your wife's still seeing that guy. Mm-hmm. So I confronted her, and she didn't lie. She said, yeah, no, I have been. I'm sorry, And I said, well, baby, I can't go on like this. I can't be, your husband and you cheating.
Yeah.
So either you break it off this time, or if I hear about it again, we're getting divorced. So she said, I'll break it off. I trusted her. And then that's when we got into the conversation, I guess today. I said, so how did you break it off? Oh, you never broke it off. You haven't seen him since February. You never told him, get lost, stop contacting me, we're breaking up.
Yeah.
Okay, thing. And she goes, no. I said, so what? You're just going to wait around for him to call again? Because he'll do that, just like he has been. And she goes, well, that makes sense. She goes, I'll break it off. And I said, all right.
Matthew eventually learned about the affair, but Kimberly told him it was over. He believed her until the summer of 2022, when a friend told him Kimberly and Danielle were seeing each other again.
I've known where he's lived for 6.5 years.
Sure, I get that. I mean, I would be curious too if I was you, right? Like, totally.
Well, it blew up publicly 6.5 years ago.
What do you mean by that?
A private investigator was hired by this guy's fiance. He's just a scumbag. He's just always had affairs with married women. He's been through 3 or 4 fiancés.
Okay.
He's engaged right now, sleeping with my wife. Got a baby on the way with his fiance, and she doesn't know about that. He's been sleeping with my wife and probably God knows who else,
After that, things fell apart fast. Their marriage felt like it was buckling. Matthew kept asking if she planned to end the affair, but she never gave him a real answer. Eventually, he realized she wasn't planning on letting Danielle go.
I said to her, is it over with? And she said, yes. And I said, well, so how did the last conversation go? How'd you end it? And she didn't. I said, so you didn't end it. So it's the same as last time. You still, it's not ended. You guys didn't break up. So this guy's gonna call you in a month? And she said, you want me to break up with him? I said, that sounds about right.
On July 11th, just one day before the shootout, the tension inside their home was unbearable. Kimberly called her friend Anne-Marie Delege, looking for advice. She told her she was drained, emotionally and physically. She said Matthew hadn't come home the night before, that he finally walked in around 5 in the morning, and she suspected he had been high on crack cocaine. The next day, Tuesday, July 12th, everything boiled over. Matthew confronted her again about Danielle, and the argument dragged on for hours.
So tell me how this transpired today. You guys were at home when this conversation took place and you decided to leave, or how did that...
Yeah.
How did that happen? Like, how did you get on the topic? Like, what, is this something that's been going on for a while? Like,
Oh, I found out about it again 45 days-ish ago. I knew about it, like I told you.
so like a month and a half ago?
Yeah, I think so, right on there. Maybe a month ago.
How did you find out?
From a friend of a friend.
So you confronted her on it again?
Yeah.
And you said this has been going on for 9 years?
9.5 years.
9.5 years. And did they break it off at any point?
No.
Matthew told detectives they had been drinking, smoking marijuana, and snorting cocaine all day. Later, investigators found drugs, paraphernalia, and a gun safe full of firearms during the search of the home. By late afternoon, Kimberly was desperate to settle things once and for all. She suggested they drive to Danielle's house so Matthew could see her end the relationship in person.
Was there any phone call to him or anything prior to you guys going up there? Did she try to call him, text him?
I don't know what she did. I didn't.
So you guys are at your house and you decide, let's go up there.
Yeah.
She also told him his presence would give her the strength she needed to finally close that chapter.
We were going to the house for her to tell him, stop calling me, I'm done with you. He's engaged too, you know. Just a shit show. He's cheating on his fiance, she's cheating on me, you know.
So
we went there for her to break. She was going to end it. And I said, I'll go with you. Make sure it's safe there, because he's got him and the girl there. Oh my God.
They were finally ready around 8:45 p.m., but right before getting into the white Jeep Cherokee, Matthew made a choice he couldn't take back. He opened his gun safe, grabbed a handgun, and tucked it into his waistband. By 9:30 p.m., they pulled up unannounced.
you decide to go up there with her.
Yeah, I wasn't going to let her go alone.
And why was that?
Because his fiance cornered my wife about 1.5 years ago. Followed her from our house to a Panera Bread and cornered her and threatened her.
I thought you said the fiance didn't know that they were
still hooking up. She knew that they were.
Oh.
She doesn't know that they have still been hooking up since May of 21. That's when she got confronted. At least that's what she told me.
As they reached the end of the long driveway, Danielle spotted the Jeep. He saw Matthew and immediately pulled out his gun.
So you guys drive up there.
And it happens that
you
fast.
pull in and you say you just get out of the car and he just comes out of the garage.
Like a police officer, man, like
freaking
SWAT team.
takedown.
And as he's running to me, I say, I see him, you know, at the back of the garage, and now he's moving like a SWAT guy, you know, quickly.
Yeah.
And I go, whoa, bro. And I forget if he said something, but I said, stop with my wife or something. And as soon as I finished wife, bam. He shot one right, whizzed by my head. Then my wife yells, Danny! Like, I could see her thinking he's gonna kill her husband. And he looked over, and that's all I needed, man. I got behind that car, I grabbed my firearm, I came over the hood, and I just started shooting. And he scurried towards the front of the house. I didn't go after him. I said, Kim, get in the car, let's go.
No one knows if Kimberly realized Matthew was carrying, but she slid into the driver's seat while he took the passenger side. Did she drive because she knew Matthew had a weapon and wanted some control over the situation?
I should have jumped in the driver's seat.
Who was in the driver's seat?
Her.
She was in the driver's seat?
Yes, she drove.
She drove you both there?
Yes, and she jumped in the driver's seat. I jumped in the passenger seat the same way we arrived, you know?
Okay. So she drove you guys there?
Yes.
What the detective kept circling back to was simple. Why go to Danielle's house at all? Breaking things off in person, at the lover's home, with a furious husband in the mix, it was never going to be a calm conversation. The whole setup felt like a spark waiting for a flame.
At some point, you guys decide that you're going to go up there. And at some point, you probably feel like it's a good idea, bad idea. I'm not real sure.
Bro, I didn't think that the guy was going to be SWAT when I got there.
What about you, though?
What about me?
I mean, you know, let's be honest here.
I've never pulled a firearm on a person.
I'm just gonna.
I've never discharged a firearm.
Entertain me for a minute here. Let's be honest here for a second, Matt. Like, you're pissed.
No.
You weren't mad. Some guy's boinking your wife.
Detective, listen.
And you're not mad about it?
I've known about this for 6.5 years.
Right.
I was mad.
And now, you were told it was cut off, right?
No.
And then today you're told it's not cut off.
45 days ago I was told it's not cut off.
45 days ago.
Correct.
But then today you said the conversation took place between you guys. How you never... She never ended it. But she never ended it, right?
Right.
You're a man. I'm a man. I've been cheated on before. You can't tell me that you weren't pissed.
6.5 years ago I was.
But you're saying today you weren't mad at all?
No, not at all.
So you're just cool hand Luke, we're going to get in the car. Yep, let's drive up there and just tell him it's over.
I got your back.
I got your back.
Yep.
That's... I guess I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
It's not that hard.
Oh, no, it is for me. Because I know in my situation, you know, I was very upset.
Yeah, it was 6.5 years ago.
But, like, it's no surprise to you. It's like, then why even talk about it today, then? Why even talk about it, then, with her?
Because I don't want it to continue to go on. But
right.
It didn't.
But when she tells you she never really ended it, right?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're telling me it's all good. We're good.
And that's what made it hard for anyone to believe Matthew wasn't mad. Anger matters, because if he admits he was fuming, it gives motive. It frames intent, especially when a gun gets fired. But Matthew insisted he wasn't angry anymore.
No, I'm not mad anymore.
You're not mad at all. You weren't mad driving up there. You weren't like, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to this guy and kick his ass.
No.
Nothing like that.
No. He's, from what I gathered, he's a lot tougher than I am.
How? You'd never seen the guy, you said?
Well, from what she told me.
From what she told you?
He was a bouncer, I guess. You know.
Okay, so he's a lot tougher than you. Is that why you took your gun?
I take my firearm everywhere.
Okay.
But
today...
I was not looking to go fight him.
So yesterday, though...
And I was not looking to go shoot him.
After smoking marijuana, doing coke, drinking, you decide it's a good idea to go up there with your firearm and have your wife finally cut it off with the guy she's having an affair with.
I thought it was going to be easy, man. I thought it was going to be, hey, stop calling me, I'm done. And he was going to say, no problem. We were going to get in the car and turn around and go home.
And you're saying your wife was driving and your wife was in that driver's seat every time you guys went to leave, went to do whatever, you're saying now that your wife was in the driver's seat.
Yes, she drove there and she got in the driver's seat and put it in reverse.
To back up.
Correct.
But the car wouldn't... What happened with the car?
I don't know if we hit something. It was smoking. Maybe he shot it. I don't know. It wouldn't move.
What do you mean you were... What is that?
I had it in reverse and it felt like it was stuck either in some mud.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't going. And then it started smoking from the hood. And when I saw that, I got out of the car,
So it was like, was it like, you had it in gear, but you were
when
stomping
Kim,
on the gas?
When
and
Kim was shot, she fell over to the side. He's shooting at us at this point. I hop from the passenger into the driver, turn it, and it won't go. I got it, and I'm like this, you know? And it won't go. So then finally I put it in park and I get out and I go behind the vehicle, and that's where I called you.
The gunfight became a blur of nonstop firing, shots crackling back and forth for a couple of minutes. The detective wanted to know exactly how many bullets Matthew carried that night.
How many mags did you take with you?
2.
2? So what you had in the gun plus 2?
No.
Or just 2?
2.
1 in the gun and then 1 extra one?
1 in my pocket, yeah.
You always carry 1 in your pocket?
Most people who conceal carry don't walk around with extra magazines unless they expect trouble or plan on finding it. It didn't look good for Matthew, and he knew it. So he kept saying he didn't even aim at Danielle, claiming he wasn't even sure if he hit him.
When I scared him off initially, I don't think I hit. It all happened too fast for me, okay? I've never discharged a firearm at someone before, okay? Yeah. I don't even think I was aiming for him. I just wanted him to get the away so we could get in the car and go.
Matthew kept calling it self-defense. Danielle called it standing his ground. Both men had some legal footing. Danielle was having a quiet cookout with his family, minding his own business. Legally, when he saw Matthew charging at him in a way he perceived as threatening, firing a warning shot was legal. But that warning shot zipped close to Matthew's head, close enough that, for him, it felt like a life-or-death moment. So, he fired back. Matthew said his approach wasn't threatening. Danielle saw it differently. The detective's job now was to figure out if any of this was premeditated. If Matthew planned this confrontation, even partly, he would be facing serious charges. Matthew knew that too.
I'm trying to understand why...
Yeah, in hindsight, that was stupid, okay? That was stupid.
Well, it makes sense for a husband who's pissed that his wife didn't break it off with her boyfriend. I mean, anybody could understand that.
I see where you're going with this. But the truth is I'm not upset anymore.
But the detective couldn't buy Matthew's calm version of events. As a husband, how could he not be angry? How could he walk into that driveway without being angry?
I'm sorry, but I don't believe that for a second, Matt. And I don't think anybody else does either, because it just doesn't make any sense. You're going to go to the guy's house that your wife is having an affair with, and you're fine, you're not mad, but she's going to cut it off with him on a Tuesday night at his house with you there.
In person.
In person.
No. That's the truth.
That's the truth. Yes. That's what you're going to settle on, is that I'm fine, I'm not upset, I'm taking my gun with my extra magazine, we're going to drive high on cocaine and marijuana and drinking up to the guy's house, I'm not mad at all. And he's just everything's gonna get broke off and we're all set. That's the truth.
That's the truth.
Okay.
And since he didn't believe him, the detective decided to give Matthew the version that actually made sense. Matthew was mad, things spiraled, and the shootout exploded from there.
When I first found out,
Matt, your wife's dead.
Yeah.
There's not a ton to be mad about anymore with that, because there's not a damn thing you can do about it now. Because you decided to drive in that car up there, because you wanted to confront this guy, and you wanted to be like, stop sleeping with my wife. And you got in that driveway, and you just saw that son of a bitch, and you decided to go after him. That's the truth of it. And anybody in their right mind could reason with that. They could say, gosh, I would probably do the same thing. Right? I mean, come on. But you're going to sit here and say, no, I'm not mad. We just decided to drive up there. It was no big deal. Hey, bro, just leave my girl.
But I'm not mad.
Well, you're all nonchalant about it.
I'm not mad about it.
Your wife's dead now. She's dead. Okay? You got this guy that was at his house barbecuing chicken, and you pull in the driveway, And I guarantee you, as any man alive, who the hell wants some other dude banging their wife? Nobody. Nobody does. You don't marry somebody to let a bunch of other people bang them. Right? You don't want your wife running around on you. Your wife is not supposed to do that. And you're not supposed to do it. So anybody could understand why you would go up there pissed and want to confront this guy. But this story of like, no, not mad. We're going to go up there. She's just going to handle her business and say, hey, we're done.
Stop calling me. And I was supposed, I'm there. I'm behind her.
But listen, things changed. When you drove up and you went up that driveway and you saw that guy out there grilling chicken like his life is totally fine, and you got to deal with your wife sleeping around on you behind your back, something changed, Matt. And anybody can understand what changed. You got pissed. Didn't you?
I raised my voice.
The minute you saw that, you got pissed.
I mean...
You were probably mad on the drive there.
No, it wasn't. When I saw him, yeah. I got out of the car and I went straight to him. And like this.
Oh.
Do you understand?
I think
I went like this.
Yeah.
I went to and I got to about here and then I did this.
And you did that because you go to fuck him and he pulls a gun up?
He had that gun out. I saw him through the car. By the time I got out of the door and got 3 or 4 steps, he was, yeah, I saw, he had it. He had it and he was coming at me, you know, like commando style, you know, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, whoa, bro.
But Matthew wouldn't move from his stance. He said he did nothing wrong. He said Danielle started everything.
You have some pride.
I got loud with him, but I did not. My pistol was in its holster underneath my shirt. He did not know I had a firearm. It was concealed. Mm-hmm. And he came at me with his first. I backed up like this, and I said to him, stop with my wife. Boom. Danny. He looks left. I go down, and I pull my pistol out, then I start shooting. That's how it went down. You got it tough because you got his whole family live in those 3 houses, and they'll all lie. That's the truth, detective.
That's when the detective told him they had unbiased witnesses, people who saw parts of the shootout. Their stories might not match Matthew's. So he suggested Matthew think carefully before he boxed himself in.
If these independent witnesses who have no ties
friends
to anybody else, oh, he's got that many friends, eh?
They were at his house? Is that what you're saying?
No. Nope.
Detective, they live in the country. They don't have neighbors.
I know where they live. I grew up there.
They don't have neighbors.
Oh, yeah. There's people that drive up and down that road. There's people that are out for walks with their dogs in fields around there. There's all kinds of people out there.
One of those witnesses was Danielle's sister. She ran out in the middle of the gunfire, panicked and unsure if the kids had been hit, and that's when she called 911 while the Jeep was reversing.
Do you remember pointing your gun at anybody else?
I had people come. Yeah, I had people coming from the lawn, and I remember a girl, and I noticed it was a girl, and I let her go. I didn't know.
So you pointed your gun at a girl?
She was running at me.
Okay.
And she got to 10 feet from me. I was like this. Where's this guy? And then I went like, and then she ran behind the van. That's the only person. I remember seeing some other people on the lawn too running towards me. But she's the only one that got close to me before we got in the car.
So, in the detective's mind, Matthew fired first, and now he was trying to build a path back to innocence, piece by piece, hoping something would stick.
Well, that's going to be easy to prove your theory wrong.
What's
Go
that?
check for blood in the garage or a bullet hole in the garage.
Also the cameras.
Okay, there you go. Beautiful. We got cameras. He's got cameras? Does he?
I can't tell you all that.
Well, I hope he does. You better, you'll look for those, correct?
So, when detectives checked the property, they found cameras everywhere. On the house, on the neighboring houses, many of them pointing straight toward the driveway. And the thing about cameras is simple. They don't get confused. They don't panic. They just show what happened.
One of the cameras, those Ring doorbell ones, one of the cameras was pointing right where you guys were.
Okay, good.
And you're telling me right now,
this is true.
You'll see. You're saying this exact story is true. What you described to me.
Yes, I hope.
And that's it. You're not
leaving anything out. That's how quick, and that's what happened.
But the story those cameras told wasn't the one Matthew had been selling. We'd already seen small pieces of the footage earlier, but now we get the full stretch. The couple pulled in right at 9:30 p.m. Kimberly was behind the wheel. Matthew rode shotgun, and the moment they stepped out, Danielle fired a warning shot into the air. And he wasn't afraid. He didn't look like a man backing away. He didn't have his hands up like he said he did. He was pacing around, leaning forward, like he was ready to rush him.
Get out of here, bro.
No.
Get out of here.
Danny. Danny.
I'll blow
Danny.
Stop.
Get out of here.
Danny.
I'll blow. Stop it.
Stay away from my wife!
Stop it. Stop it.
You're here for.
Stay away from my wife!
I don't even know what the
Then the argument hit that point of no return. In the middle of all that yelling and moving, Matthew pulled his gun and just opened fire without any warning. One round hit Danielle in the leg, and Danielle took off running while Matthew chased after him, still firing. Danielle was terrified at this point. He was limping, trying to get distance, while Matthew stayed right behind him firing shot after shot. Another round hit Danielle in the knee. Somehow, Danielle managed to get to cover, limping himself away from the line of fire. Matthew turned back toward the driveway, and right then he spotted Danielle's sister rushing toward the scene. Matthew pointed the gun at her, all the while teasing Kimberly that her lover is dead.
He's dead! He's dead, Danielle! Who else has a gun here? Get out of here, let's go!
They climbed back into the Jeep and backed away while Danielle's sister stood frozen, watching them pull out. The instant they were clear, she grabbed her phone and called 911.
The car is a white. It's a white Cherokee. My kids are here.
But it wasn't over. Halfway down the driveway, Matthew rolled the window down. He saw Danielle still alive, limping across the lawn. Matthew fired at him again and missed. Danielle fired back, and that return shot struck Kimberly in the neck. Danielle wasn't taken into custody or charged. He'd been at home with his fiancée and their kids, just living his life until Matthew showed up armed and angry. When Matthew pulled the gun, Danielle was completely within his rights to defend himself and his family. A few days later, Matthew was arrested, and they charged him with killing his wife, even though Danielle's bullet was the one that hit her. They added carrying a weapon with unlawful intent, assault with a dangerous weapon, and the attempted murder of Danielle. In the end, the jury found him guilty of voluntary manslaughter, assault with intent to murder, and 3 felony firearm charges. When sentencing day came, the judge handed out 7 to 15 years for manslaughter, 12 to 40 for assault with intent to murder, and 2 years for each firearm count, all of it running together. And when you do the math, that means Matthew might walk out after serving about 12 years. Matthew said he came for closure, but his actions told a different truth. Kimberly thought she could end a decade-long secret in a single drive. Danielle believed one warning shot would send them home. Every person walked into that driveway carrying their own version of the moment, and none of them walked out the way they came in. Thanks for watching. If you want more cases where the evidence flips the story on its head, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.